The Most High is nigh near unto them that are of a broken heart, and saveth such as be of a contrite spirit. See, many are the afflictions of the righteous, but the Most High delivered him out of them all. Many afflictions we got to go through, but the Most High delivered them out of them all. When? Verse 17. The righteous cry. When the righteous cry, and the Most High heareth, and delivered them out of all their troubles. That's when it happens. It's the Spirit that brought it out so far. But if you ain't humble enough to cry to the Most High, to know how to have him accept us as a people, then we're going to be here. Why should he send Hamashiach Yahushai and the holy angels deliver us when we still up here prideful in captivity? Make that make sense. It don't make sense. That's why you got to tear our butts up. That's why, look, man, over and over again, where you want to go. You name it, it's going to be the same old, same old. Here we are. Go to Hosea 5 and 15. Hosea 5:15. He said, I will go and return to my place. I'm going back to where I belong. Forget y'all. He said, I'm going to go back to my place in the fourth dimension. Sit on my throne. Till they acknowledge their offense. Till we acknowledge how we don't want to listen to what he say. Offense against who? Against the Most High. Because you want to do it your way. You want to develop your own way of who you think you serving. And he's telling us in the word how we got to serve him. Our ancestors showed us what works. Ain't no other way. They showing you the way. Why I went through scriptures and showed you got to go back into our past, look at what we did, what worked. At least for me, that's solutions. You don't want a solution, then hey, you're going to burn with the rest of this world. You just got two choices. Choose life or death. That's it. That's why Moses said, I will go and return to my place. This is Hosea 5 and 15. Till they acknowledge their offense. Till we acknowledge that we have offended the Most High and seek my face. Why? Because he turned his back on us. He turned his face away from us and gave us to these heathen nations. That's why I say you're going to be punished by all you that's circumcised with the uncircumcised, with these other nations that don't know the Most High. And in the end, they're going to say, as for the way of the Most High, we have not known it. Wisdom of Solomon 5 and 7. All day long. That's the conclusion of the whole matter. When salvation is coming to the Israelites, they're going to say, as for the way of the Most High and the Mashiach Yahushai, we have not known it. I don't care how much you teach them. They're not going to know it. Because the Most High said it. Point blank. Not the way the mark is going to be in the men that's sighing, that's crying for all the abominations that's going on in this earth. The Israelites, listen, I will go and return to my place till they acknowledge their offense and seek my face. Seek his face. Because he turned his face away from us. And the heathen, these other nations know this because we did not follow his laws, statutes, and commandments and judgments. They know this. So what you think? They're going to teach you and tell you you're supposed to go back to your power? You don't even know who you are, most of our people. Don't have a clue who they are as the Israelites. They walk around talking about they this, they that, whatever name they didn't call them. Don't even know that they're Israelites. And tell them, and they still don't, what difference do it make? They find other things that's more important. In their affliction, Most High said, in our affliction, Jacob's trouble, they will seek me early. Don't wait too late, people. Don't wait too late. That's why I said, hey, the call is coming out now. But it's only a few that's going to hear. Few that even care. They looking at some type of way that they could be entertained or something. They want to use this Bible for entertainment. Oh, let me see what they're doing over there. Let me see what they're doing over there. Oh, let me see what they're doing over there. You better understand, Israel. Because the Most High he said, in their affliction, they gonna seek me early. Listen, when you try to seek him and you down and out, you don't want to listen. You want to find some other way to do it like you've been doing through your religions. Even though you call yourself an Israelite, you still dealing with, I call you a Christian Israelite, a Muslim Israelite, you name it, we can claim it. But put Israelite on the end of it. Whatever religion, whatever, Baptist Israelite, you still try to bring all that into being an Israelite when it's a way of life. You hearing it. Proverbs 1, okay, then you're going to come back to the Most High and say, okay, well, I know my God. Okay, you do, huh? Proverbs 1:24. Because I have called and you refuse. Proverbs 1:24. I called and you refuse. I have stretched out my hand, and no man regarded his hand as the man of the Most High. But ye have said at not all my counsel. This counsel is what? Come back to him. Come back to him. Learn of him. Learn of his son. And with none of my reproof. We checking you on how you're doing things that's wrong, or you can't judge me. Just to help you so you can have an opportunity to make it to the kingdom. Oh, no, but you can't judge me. You broke one sin, you broke them all. They're using all these excuses to be wicked. I also will laugh at your calamity. That's affliction. In their affliction, they're going to seek me early. So I'm going to laugh at your calamity. I'm going to jack you up. When I see you being jacked up, then I'm going to laugh at you. I will mock when your fear cometh. When your fear cometh, you want to respect the Most High. You get afraid and you scared because you see all this calamity coming upon you, affliction coming upon you. When your fear cometh as desolation, taking everything from you, and your destruction cometh as a whirlwind, like a hurricane, like a tornado. When distress and anguish come upon you, hear what he said, distress and anguish. You angry. You distressed. Out of your mind. Don't know what to do. He say, then shall they call upon me. Remember he said, in your affliction, you're going to seek me. He said, then shall they call upon me, but I will not answer. You don't want to be here. So you're going to call upon me, but I will not answer. They shall seek me early, like you said. In their affliction, they shall seek me early, right? They shall seek me early, but they shall not find me. You're going to be afflicted. You already said he's going to laugh at you because you have been warned. And you want to do it your way. So when he had you crying, when you start crying to him, he's going to laugh at you. He's going to mock you. Most I got a sense of humor, y'all. Don't we? He say he's going to make man his own image. Why? For that they hated knowledge and did not choose the fear of the Most High. There were none of my counsel. The counsel was coming to you for years and years and years and years. Some of you. There were none of my counsel, and they despised all my reproof. There it is. You didn't want to hear what he said. Who asked? Who is it that asked? How the Most High feel about this? How many of you leaders out there hear people ask you that? How the Most High feel about this before they even do anything or whatever they want to do? How the Most High feel about this? How the Most High feel about that? Nobody already asked that. Everybody should know. So we come right now, everything escalate, and it start happening right now, then everybody should be knowing what to do. How to operate. How to move in the spirit. Joel 2:14. I got one more. Give me Psalms 145 before we go to 14. Psalms 145, because he's still telling us to rend our mind. Psalms 145 and let's see, Psalms 145 and verse 18. The Most High is nigh unto all them that call upon him. To all that call upon him in truth. Now, the Most High is near, nigh means near, unto all them that call upon him. But it's letting you know to who he's near. To all that call upon him in truth. All that call upon him doing the laws, statutes, and commandments of the Most High, following his rules and regulations. He will fulfill the desire of them that fear him. He also will hear their cry. Remember, he hear the cry of the righteous that keep his commandments, his laws, statutes, and commandments. He also will hear their cry and will save them. Isn't that what we've been reading about? We read about that in Judah. We were saved over and over again. You can read about, like I told you, in Judges 10 and 10. Only way we're going to get out of this captivity is crying to the Most High. That's the only time he had pity on us. He will fulfill the desire of them that fear him. He also will hear their cry and will save them. Can't get no clearer than that. Even a 5-year-old can read that, just learn how to read and read that and understand it. He will fulfill the desire of them that fear him. He also will hear their cry. He's going to hear our cry and will save them. The Most High preserveth all them that love him. The only way you love him is to keep his commandments. He preserveth all them that love him. But all the wicked will he destroy. And the only way you wicked is you don't follow his laws, statutes, and commandments. You don't do what he say do. But all the wicked will he destroy. You want to be there? Hopefully you don't. Some of you love it. Now let's go to Joel 2 and 14. Who knoweth if he will return and repent? Who knoweth the Most High will return and repent and leave a blessing behind him? Ain't no blessing coming unless you follow the law, statutes, and commandments. He told you that in Deuteronomy, the 28th chapter, the 1st verse to the 14th verse. Who knoweth if he will return and repent and leave a blessing behind him, even a meat offering and a drink offering unto the Most High your power? Look at Joshua 14. Go to Joshua, right after Deuteronomy. Joshua and Caleb led us into the land of Canaan. Joshua, the 14th chapter. And we're going to look at verse 6 to 15. Joshua 14. So we got to look at our ancestors. We got to go back and look at what we done and what worked and what didn't work too. Joshua 14 and 6. Then the children of Judah came unto Joshua in Gilgal, and Caleb, the son of Jephunneh, the Kenizzite, said unto him, now Joshua and Caleb, Joshua of the tribe of Ephraim, Caleb of the tribe of Judah. They're the only two adults that the Most High allowed to come out of the wilderness to go into the land of Canaan, into our children. Thou knowest the thing that the Most High said unto Moses, the man of the Most High, concerning me and thee, in Kadesh Barnea. 40 years old was I when Moses, the servant of the Most High, sent me from Kadesh Barnea to espy out the land. And I brought him word again as it was in mine heart, or in his mind. Go spy out the land that we the Israelites would inherit. Nevertheless, my brethren that went up with me made the heart of the people melt. So the brothers that went up with them were scared. They seen the tall Anakins, and they seen all these people that was huge. Oh, they made the people's mind be afraid. That's why I say, made the people's minds melt. But I wholly followed the Most High my power. Hear that? See, I wholly followed the Most High my power. And Moses sware on that day, saying, surely the land whereon thy feet have trodden shall be thine inheritance. And the land that you have stepped on, every step that you made in that land, gonna be where you're gonna live, your inheritance. And thy children forever. That's our land forever. Because thou hast wholly followed the Most High, my power. That's the only way it's going to work for us. You got to believe in him. And Caleb followed the Most High, our power, the power of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Jacob being the forefather of the 12 tribes of Israel. And now, behold, the Most High have kept me alive, as he said, these 45 years, even since the Most High spake this word unto Moses, while the children of Israel wandered in the wilderness. And now, lo, I am this day 85 years old. Say, I was 40 years old. Now, it's 5 years later. I'm 45 years old. As yet I am as strong this day as I was in the day that Moses sent me. So I'm just as strong as I was then. As my strength was then, even so is my strength now for war, both to go out and to come in. So I'm ready for war. Judah, Caleb speaking. Now therefore give me this mountain, whereof the Most High spake in that day, for thou heardest in that day how the Anakims were there, and that the cities were great and fenced. These Anakims were tall giants. The cities were great and fenced. If so be the Most High will be with me, then I shall be able to drive them out, as the Most High said. He said, see, I'm strong. I'm ready for war. Okay, how big they are. See, I'm strong. I'll drive them out. And Joshua blessed him and gave him to Caleb, the son of Jephunneh, Hebron, for an inheritance. Gave him that land. Hebron, therefore, became the inheritance of Caleb, the son of Jephunneh, the Genocide, unto this day, because that he wholly followed the Most High power of Israel. Not the power of any other nation, but he wholly followed the Most High power of Israel. And the name of Hebron and the name of Hebron before was Kirjath Arba, which Arba was a great man among the Anakims, and the land had rest from war. That's the land he was given. You see how everybody else that went with him, they were scared of these tall Anakims. Caleb said, I'm going to trust in the Most High. I'm strong as I was 5 years prior. I'm ready to go to war. Take them out. That's the confidence in the Most High. 2 Kings 18. 2 Kings 18. And 28. 2 Kings 18 to 28. Then Rabshakeh stood and cried with a loud voice in the Jews' language, Hebrew, and spake, saying, hear the word of the great king, the king of Assyria. Thus said the king, let not Hezekiah deceive you, for he shall not be able to deliver you out of his hand. So don't let Hezekiah fool you. You ain't going to be able to be delivered out of this king of Assyria's hand. Neither let Hezekiah make you trust in the Most High by Shalom Ashak saying, the Most High will surely deliver us, and this city shall not be delivered into the hand of the king of Assyria. See, don't believe him. That's what he's saying. Don't believe him. Hearken not to Hezekiah, for thus said the king of Assyria, make an agreement with me by a present, and come out to me, and then eat ye every man of his own vine, and every one of his fig tree, and drink ye every one the waters of his cistern. So give me a present, and come out to him, and then I'm going to let you drink of your own wine, and you eat of your fig tree, and drink of every one of his waters of his cistern, until I come and take you away to a land like your own land, a land of corn and wine, and a land of bread and vineyards, a land of oil, olive, and of honey, that ye may live and not die. I'm gonna let you live and not die. I'm gonna take you to a land that, have plenty of corn and wine and bread and vineyards, land of oil, olive oil, and honey. And hearken not unto Hezekiah. Don't listen to Hezekiah, he's saying. When he persuaded you, saying, the Most High will deliver us. Hezekiah got faith in the Most High. Said the Most High going to deliver us. So don't believe that. Because I'm the king of Assyria. Remember, he took down all nations, brought them to nothing. Have any of the gods of the nation delivered at all his land out of the hand of king of Assyria? Have any of the people that live in the different lands remain in their lands, doing whatever they want to do, and not came under being subjected to the king of Assyria? Where are the gods of the Hamath and of Arpad? Where are the gods of Sepharvaim, Hena, and Avah? Have they delivered Samaria out of mine hand? Who are they among all the gods of the countries that have delivered their country out of mine hand? That the Most High should deliver Jerusalem out of mine hand. How you think your power going to deliver Jerusalem out of my hand? But the people held their peace. They ain't say nothing. We ain't say nothing. And answered him not a word. For the king's commandment was saying, answer him not. Don't say nothing to me. So we kept quiet. Then came Eliakim, the son of Hilkiah, which was over the household, and Shimna, the scribe, and Joah, the son of Asaph, the recorder, to Hezekiah with his clothes rent. See, that's what we did. We tore our clothes. Well, the Most High said, he don't care about us tearing our clothes. He wants us to rend our heart, rend our mind. So he came with their clothes rent. They came with their clothes rent and told him the words of Reb Shaka. See? Most High don't want us to tear our clothes anymore. In humility, being sad and so forth. He wants us to tear our minds. Convert our minds to the spirit of the Most High to be accepted by him. And not just our clothes, some action, some carnal action. And we still got the same mindset. 2 Chronicles 20. 2 Chronicles 20 and 2. Then there came some that told Jehoshaphat, saying, there cometh a great multitude against thee from beyond the sea of this side Syria. And behold, they be in Hazazontamar, which is in Giddah. And Jehoshaphat feared, and set himself to seek the Most High, and proclaimed a fast throughout all Judah. So he's scared, so he proclaimed a fast throughout all Judah. The fast is not eating. You see, giving up, the ultimate fast, giving up food and water. So he proclaimed a fast throughout all Judah. And Judah gathered themselves together to ask help of the Most High. Even out of all the cities of Judah, they came to seek the Most High, fasting and weeping and mourning. Remember, he told us to do that, crying to the Most High. And Jehoshaphat stood in the congregation of Judah and Jerusalem in the house of the Most High before the new court, and said, O Most High power of our fathers, art not thou the power in heaven? And rulest not thou over all the kings of the heathen? And in thine hand is there no power and might, so that none is able to withstand thee? Art not thou, O Most High, who didst drive out the inhabitants of this land before thy people Israel, and gave it to the seed of Abraham thy friend forever? And they dwelt therein, and have built thee a sanctuary therein for thy name's saying, if, when evil cometh upon us, as the sword, judgment, or pestilence, or famine, we stand before this house, and in thy presence, for thy name is in this house, and cry unto thee. Solutions, y'all. Cry unto thee in our affliction. Then thou wilt hear and help. And now, behold, the children of Ammon and Moab and Mount Seir, the Japanese, the Chinese, and the Edomites, so-called white people, whom thou wouldest not let Israel invade. We came out of, wouldn't let us invade them. When they came out of the land of Egypt, we came out of Egyptian captivity, but they turned from them and destroyed them not. Behold, I say, how they reward us to come to cast us out of thy possession, which thou hast given us to inherit out of our land of Israel, out of the land of Canaan. O our power, wilt thou not judge them? For we have no might against this great company that cometh against us. 3 nations, Ammon, Moab, and the Edomites. Mount Seir is Esau, the Edomites. He said, we have no might against this great company that cometh against us. Neither know we what to do, but our eyes are upon thee. So we don't know what to do. So but our eyes are only upon you, O Most High. And all Judah stood before the Most High with their little ones, with our children, their wives, our wives, and their children. Babies, wives, and children stood before the Most High. Then upon Jehaziel, the son of Zechariah, the son of Benaniah, the son of Jael, the son of Mathaniah, a Levite of the sons of Asaph, came the Spirit of the Most High in the midst of the congregation. And he said, hearken ye, listen, all Judah, listen to me, and ye inhabitants of Jerusalem, and thou King Jehoshaphat. Thus said the Most High Power unto you, be not afraid nor dismayed by reason of this. So don't be afraid because of this great multitude, for the battle is not yours, but the Most High's. So don't be afraid of this great multitude. Say, because the battle is not yours, but the Most High's. Tomorrow go ye down against them. So go down tomorrow, go down against them. Behold, they come up by the cliff of Ziz, and ye shall find them at the end of the brook before the wilderness of Jeruel. So you're going to find them before the brook, before the wilderness of Jeruel. You shall not need to fight in this battle. So you ain't, remember he said the battle is not yours, but the Most High. Say you ain't going to need to fight in this battle. Set yourselves, stand ye still. Say set yourselves, watch. Be still, just watch and be still, he's telling us. And see the salvation of the Most High with you. See the salvation, the power and authority of the Most High going to bring upon the children of Israel before our face with you. O Judah and Jerusalem, fear not. Don't be afraid. Don't be scared, nor be dismayed. Tomorrow go out against them, for the Most High will be with you. You tell them, hey, tomorrow go out against them, the Most High going to be with us. And Jehoshaphat bowed his head with his face to the ground. And all Judah and inhabitants of Jerusalem fell before the Most High, worshiping the Most High. Hear that? Humility. And Jehoshaphat bowed his head with his face to the ground. The king bowed his head with his face to the ground. And all Judah and the inhabitants of Jerusalem fell before the Most High, worshiping the Most High. Listen. And the Levites, of the children of the Kohathites, and of the children of the Horites, stood up to praise the Most High power of Israel with a loud voice on high. And they rose early in the morning and went forth into the wilderness of Tekoa. And as they went forth, Jehoshaphat stood and said, hear me, O Judah, and ye inhabitants of Jerusalem, believe in the Most High, Ba'ashem Mashiach Yahushua. Your power, so shall ye be established. Believe his prophets, so shall ye prosper. And when he had consulted with the people, he appointed singers unto the Most High, and that should praise the beauty of holiness, as they went out before the army, and to say, praise the Most High, for his mercy endureth forever. Praise the Most High, for his mercy endureth forever. Singing. Just before the army. Singers going before the army. Can you imagine that? No, you can't remember, cause you can't imagine it because it ain't happening. You gotta imagine it for what you reading. Our culture, how we operated and happening. Verse 22. And when they began to sing in the praise, the Most High set ambushments. When they began to sing in the praise, the Most High set ambushments against the children of Ammon, Moab, and Mount Seir, against the children of the Japanese, Chinese, and the Edomites, the so-called white man, Moab, and Mount Seir, and Ammon, which would come against Judah. All those three nations came against Judah, and they were smitten. For the children of Ammon and Moab stood up against the inhabitants of Mount Seir. Listen at this. Most I having them go against each other. Like it's going to be in these last days. Believe that. You got Egyptians against Egyptians, captives against the captives. And who had us in captivity? All these nations basically had us in captivity. So we have a fight against each other. Listen, just like he's doing here. For the children of Ammon and Moab stood up against the inhabitants of Mount Seir. So the Chinese and Japanese got together and fought against the so-called white man. Utterly to slay and destroy them. Hear that? Utterly to destroy and to slay them. And when they had made an end of the inhabitants of Seir, when they had defeated them, every one helped to destroy another. They started fighting each other. Once they killed the men of war of the Edomites, the so-called white man, then they started fighting each other. Chinese and Japanese started fighting each other. And when Judah came toward the watchtower in the wilderness, they looked unto the multitude. They looked out there to see the multitude, and behold, there were dead bodies falling to the earth, and none escaped. So they looked out there and said, hey, there were dead bodies on the earth, and none of them escaped. And when Jehoshaphat and his people came to take away the spoil of them, they found among them in abundance both riches with the dead bodies and precious jewels, which they stripped off for themselves more than they could carry away. They had so many jewels, gold and silver, so much, so forth. It was more than they could carry. And they were 3 days in gathering of the spoil. It was so much. It took them 3 days to take all the riches that they had. Because you know, when they went to war, you wore your best. You decked yourself out. Going to war. Well, if you be defeated, then that's what happened. They took all that you had. So like you said, it took 3 days to get everything from the Ammonites, the Moabites, and the Edomites. That's our power, the Most High. He had that go down just like that. Had them fight each other, kill each other. Just having faith in him. Psalms 107. Psalms 107 and verse 1. Psalms 107 and 1. Oh, give thanks unto the Most High, for he is good, for his mercy endureth forever. Hear what he just did. Let the redeemed of the Most High say so, whom he have redeemed from the hand of the enemy. Like we just read. Praise the Most High. Verse 6. Then they cried unto the Most High in their trouble, and he delivered them out of their distresses. We cry to the Most High. He delivers out of our distresses. Verse 13. Then they cried unto the Most High in their trouble, and he saved them. See, that deliver means saved, being saved. Then they cried unto the Most High in their trouble, Remember, this is Jacob's trouble, people. And he saved them out of their distresses. He brought them out of darkness, out of ignorance, not knowing of him, and the shadow of death, and break their bands in sunder. Hear that? Break the bands in sunder. Verse 19. Then they cry unto the Most High in their trouble, and he saved them out of their distresses. He sent his word and healed them and delivered them from their destructions. Oh, that men would praise the Most High for his goodness and for his wonderful works to the children of men. And let them sacrifice the sacrifices of thanksgiving and declare his works with rejoicing. It's our power. Verse 28. Then they cry unto the Most High in their trouble, and he bringeth them out of their distresses. See, I mean, over and over again. If you can't hear that, then you're in darkness. You haven't fulfilled what it says that the Most High said he's doing to his redeemed. In verse 14, he brought them out of darkness and the shadow of death. You still there. Darkness being ignorant, not knowing. You're supposed to know. You hearing it. Just got to apply it in our life. Joel 2:15. Blow the trumpet in Zion. Sanctify a fast. Call a solemn assembly. Say, blow the trumpet in Zion. So we have different sounds for the trumpet. Let us know it's time to go to war, time to assemble ourselves. Somebody's born, somebody, certain things in our culture that we had a sound for the trumpet to know what it meant. That's why I say blow the trumpet in Zion, sanctify a fast. It's time for a fast. I had a certain sound for that. We blew the trumpet. Call a solemn assembly. That's a congregation, it means solemn assembly. The church means a solemn assembly, coming together. Like Joel 1:13. Gird yourselves and lament. Gird yourselves and cry out to the Most High, ye priests. Howl, ye ministers of the altar. Come, lie all night in sackcloth. Lie all night in sackcloth. Burlap, ye ministers of my power. For the meat offering and the drink offering is withholden from the house of your power. He says, sanctify your fast, call a solemn assembly, gather the elders of all the inhabitants of the land into the house of the Most High your power, and cry unto the Most High. I mean, can't get no clearer than what you're hearing. Because see, when we first started at verse 1, it said, blow ye the trumpet in Zion. Zion represents the 12 tribes of Israel, and sound an alarm. That's a different sound. Different meaning. In my holy mountain, did all the inhabitants of the land tremble, for the day of the Most High cometh, for it is nigh at hand. You say, tremble at this sound of this horn, this trumpet blowing. This bringing on World War III. But here it's saying, in verse 15, blow the trumpet in Zion, sanctify the fast, call a solemn assembly. Go back to Joel, the first chapter. Verse 14 again. Sanctify your fast, call a solemn assembly, gather the elders and all the inhabitants of the land into the house of the Most High, your power, and cry unto the Most High. Call all the elders and all the people, assemble yourselves together and cry unto the Most High. Alas, for the day of the Most High is at hand. But the day of the Most High is at hand. And as a destruction from the Almighty shall it come. This ain't no love, happiness, and joy. Say a destruction getting ready to come. Understand this. Alas, for the day of the Most High is at hand. And as a destruction from the Almighty shall it come. Verse 19. O Most High, to thee will I cry. O Most High, to thee, to Most High will I cry. For the fire hath devoured the pastures of the wilderness, and the flame hath burned all the trees of the field. The beasts of the field cry also unto thee. Even the beasts know how to cry unto the Most High. For the rivers of waters are dried up, and the fire hath devoured the pastures of the wilderness. So the beasts know how to cry unto the Most High. You think we don't have to? I mean, you hearing it. Joel 2:16. Gather the people, sanctify the congregation, assemble the elders, gather the children, and those that suck the breast, babies. Let the bridegroom go forth of his chamber, and the bride out of her closet. Meaning, don't let them get married. But gather themselves together to the Most High. That's what he's saying. This is more important at this time than getting married. That's why you call them to fast. Go to 1 Corinthians, the 7th chapter, if you're married. 1 Corinthians 7 and 5, verse 5. Well, let's read verse 4 first. It says, the wife hath not power of her own body. So the wife don't have power over her own body when she's married. But the husband. And likewise also the husband have not power of his own body, but the wife. I mean, you're not supposed to be using, the ability to say, I'm not gonna lay with you. I'm mad with you, so you're gonna use that as a cloak of maliciousness against each other in that way. Verse 5, defraud ye not one the other. See? That's what it's talking about. Don't allow, yourself to go into this way of thinking, okay, I'm going to defraud you from having me. The man or the woman or the man. See, defraud ye not one the other, except it be with consent for a time. Don't take away the pleasure that comes with sleeping with each other unless it's with consent with each other. You agree that it's okay. Except it be with consent for a time, that ye may give yourselves to fasting and prayer. Let you know, when you fasting and prayer, you're not supposed to be having sex. But you got to let your partner know